freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. The only way they can inherit the freedom we have known is if we fight for it, protect it, defend it, and then hand it to them with the well-taught lessons of how they in their lifetime must do the same. And if you and I don't do this, then you and I may well spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it once was like in America when men were free.
Welcome to Gun Freedom Radio. We are coming to you from the floor of the Gun Owners of America Goals Event 2025. I am your host, Cheryl Todd, and I am here with my good friend, Pat Webb, from the Virginia Citizens Defense League. The VCDL is what the cool kids call it, and I'm so excited to reconnect with you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. It has been a while. Welcome to the East Coast.
A little jet lagged on this side. Yes. She's used to this time frame, but we're getting it done.
We are, and it's mission critical at this point. So I love this conference, and I love that it's about advocacy. Mm-hmm. We really need to gear up our advocacy when it comes to our Second Amendment rights, because the other side that's trying to steal our rights and suppress our rights, they never sleep. They are always plotting in the background, waiting for that opportune moment. Mm-hmm. And we have a tendency freedom-loving people have a tendency to just want to be left alone.
Yes.
And we can't afford that anymore. We have a major election coming up here in Virginia. We have the entire House of Delegates, the governor's office, the lieutenant governor's office, and the attorney general.
All of those seats are up for bid?
For election, yes.
Up for grabs, up for vote?
Yes. The way it works in Virginia is every 2 years the entire House is up. Every 4 years, the entire Senate and House are up.
So it does layer the 2 and the 4 years. That's
correct.
How it's
Senate is 4
years.
years, House is 2 years.
Understood.
But this particular election cycle kind of mirrors the cycle in 2019. And for those who remember, there was a huge gun rally in Richmond, Virginia in 2020.
It was so exciting.
Yes,
But the reason for it wasn't good.
It wasn't.
Everybody showed up was amazing.
Yes, and we're in that same sort of situation here. We have Trump whiplash to worry about, because either people think, well, Trump's got my back, or you have the never Trumpers that are getting out and voting anything not Republican because they are mad because of the way the presidential election went.
Right.
Then you have people that only vote in presidential elections that are sitting this cycle out because it's an off election year. But in Virginia, it's crucial.
Yes.
As I said, the entire House, governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. So that's the entire executive branch. The Senate is already anti-gun controlled.
Yeah.
And we have like a 1-seat majority of pro-rights in the House. They are predicting the loss of 5 seats.
Oh my gosh, it is mission critical. So
right.
I know that a lady named Winsome Sears,
mm-hmm.
right? She is currently lieutenant governor.
Correct.
She's trying to become governor. Am
Correct.
I right?
Correct.
All right. I know her name, and I'm all the way in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing a lot of activity from her on Instagram and social media. So I'm thinking things are going well, but then maybe it's not going as well as it should be. What do you think about that?
So it is not. Bloomberg and other anti-rights organizations are funneling millions of dollars into Virginia, and Abigail Spanberger has a name recognition because she was in Congress.
I've never heard of her, but she's on the other side.
Correct.
Okay.
And she's running for the Democrat ticket governor seat. And she has, her election campaign has 3 times the money that Winsome Sears has at this point. So it is mission critical in Virginia right now. The VCDL PAC is getting ready to launch a major ad campaign to educate the public on the importance of this election. And VCDL is working on a sister campaign. So right now we're working on building up funds to enable us to reach more people, because as you know, you have to pay to get the time on the YouTube TV and the different platforms. All of those ads cost money. So without the money coming in to the VCDL PAC or to the VCDL, we can't fund those ads.
So if I'm from Arizona, right, or anywhere between Arizona and Virginia, we can still donate to what you're working on, because what happens in one state is going to impact other states. Look at how much we're relying on Texas going well right now. It is not that much different than what's happening in Virginia.
Absolutely.
And the importance of helping there. So how would people anywhere from Arizona, maybe even all the way to California to Virginia, how would they donate?
That just go to vcdl.org/donate, and you have a choice of whether to donate to the PAC or donate to the VCDL or donate to our 501c3. Right now, the PAC needs the money the most because it's mission critical. Early voting starts in early September, and the records show that most people vote early now. So we need to get the message out within the next 30 days.
And we're sitting here today on, what is this, Saturday?
The 9th, I believe.
9th. You know, you come to these events, you lose track of time, but it's a minute until September.
Absolutely.
So we've got to work on this now. Now, is the donation, let's say to the PAC, is it tax?
It is not tax deductible.
Thank you.
And we do have to collect certain information.
Okay.
So the information is on the donation form that we're required to collect by the state election laws. But that information is not made public unless your annual contribution is over $100.
And so you don't have to be a million gadillionaire to donate, right? The price of a cup of coffee, which now is going up a lot, but the price of a cup of coffee times however many people out there throw $5, $10, $20 at something, that we have to be our own Bloomberg. We don't have a Bloomberg, right? We are bigger, we are more numerous, we have a collective voice and wealth far, far, far exceeding the Bloombergs if we would just use it. Am I right?
Absolutely. And you know, VCDL takes pride in the fact that over 90% of the funds that VCDL takes in go to the mission. We have very little administrative expenses. We don't pay for offices. We all work from home. And most of our staff is volunteer. We do have a few key positions that require accountability that are on a salary. But overall, everybody that works with VCDL is on a volunteer basis.
Grassroots is where it's at. Like all the cool people are part of the grassroots volunteer base. And so when we're talking about the power of the grassroots and what we really can be doing, like we want to help, but sometimes we don't know exactly how to help. We've already talked about fundraising and how important that is, donating, how important that is. But right now when we're in this interesting time, the last time Trump was elected, I think a lot of us sat back and we got real comfortable and we called it actually the Trump slump, right? Gun shops even weren't selling as many guns. Gun rights organizations weren't seeing as much membership movement and donations. We cannot afford that.
No.
We have to stay engaged, but specifically engaged in what?
So VCDL has several programs that we're working on, and no battle is fought on a single front and with a single tactic. So part of what we do, we have what we call our Academy program, which is an educational outreach program. We have developed a PowerPoint that we make available to colleges and high schools that explains the history of the Second Amendment and how it's relevant today, because a lot of people think of the Bill of Rights as this stodgy old, it's outdated.
It's not.
The Constitution is an outdated document, and it's really not. Our founders were such geniuses in the way that they wrote things that it's timeless.
Yeah.
So we have that program, and we're more than happy to share it with other 2A organizations around the country. Youth outreach is such an important part of preserving our rights, to teach the younger people the appreciation for all of our rights, especially the one right that guarantees all of the others.
Absolutely.
So a 4-H shooting group, or working with the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, or your local schools, to teach marksmanship and to teach the appreciation of our Second Amendment and why it's really here.
Amen.
And it's not hunting people.
No.
So also reaching out to hunt clubs.
It's not hunting people with a comma, and it's not hunting people.
Either way,
The comma
yes,
matters.
it does. But what we've seen historically is that there are demographics of firearms owners that don't feel like they are threatened by the anti-rights people and their incremental banning of various types of firearms. And I'm here to tell you, what happens to one of us happens to all of us. And just because they're not going after the bolt-action rifle today doesn't mean they're not going to take it after they get rid of the semi-automatic rifles.
I mean, it's guaranteed. And why would you even take the risk?
Right.
If we're half right, don't risk it. The other thing is that we had talked about the difference between federal, taking action federally, and taking action state level. Now we're talking about elections, that's important, but people get confused because the Bill of Rights is a non-political document. It is for everyone. There's not a left-leaning version and a right-leaning version. There's just one, and it's for all of us. But we have allowed the Second Amendment specifically, and the First, I would argue, to become political footballs. So because of that, and because every single elected official who does take an oath to protect and preserve that document, they somehow forget immediately, a lot of them, what we've hired them to do and that they have taken that oath. So it has become political in the sense that we have to care about who we're electing.
Absolutely.
Not so much the big red R or the big blue D, but whether or not somebody is really doing constitutional work. That's the main goal. But so again, federally, we kind of talked about a little bit. State, we know who needs to be elected. But what is the difference as far as the work is involved and the people, the grassroots people? What do we need to be doing?
So you pointed out the Trump slump. A lot of people say, well, Trump's in office, he's got our back. And yes, he's done some good things this time since he's been in office. It's an exciting time to be alive for people in our field. However, federal laws apply to the whole country. State laws are where we see the most restrictions on our rights.
Yes.
And state and local governments are where we have the most control.
Yes.
So it's really important for people to stay engaged in their government, especially at the state and local level, which means monitoring your school board and your board of supervisors or your city council, and keeping an eye on your state legislature. They post all of the bills online, and it's easy to search for keywords like gun or firearm or various things like that. and see the bills, and then you can follow when they're going to be in committee. And almost all state legislatures now have the option to testify in committee virtually. So it has become really easy to become a citizen lobbyist.
Absolutely.
And that was one of the benefits of the COVID shutdowns,
Yes.
is that all of the governments ended up putting their systems online. You can watch, if you can't watch live, you can watch the replays.
Absolutely.
But once the meeting has happened, it's too late to testify. So
It's true. So we've got to get out in front of things just to start wrapping up as far as who we support, even at the level of school board member, right?
Yes.
And they never declare on those kind of campaigns which way they lean.
Right.
So you've got to know these people. You've got to meet with them. You've got to talk with them, or you've got to have somebody that does know them, that you trust, to understand if this is somebody that you can trust your one and only vote with.
Right.
Right.
And when somebody's running for office, call them up. If they won't talk to you personally when they're campaigning and asking for your vote, they're certainly not going to talk to you after they become in office. So,
Yes,
and I tell people
exactly
all
that.
the time, if you don't have your state senator or delegate's number in your cell phone, in your address book, and if they don't have yours, you're doing something wrong.
I like
They
that.
should recognize your face.
Yes, I've said that for a long time. It's super important for us to know who our elected officials are, but I think it's more important that they know who I am and who you are.
Absolutely.
That's where that power is, that relational power.
And
right?
even if you're in a district where your senator or delegate or whatever your legislature calls them is an opposing view, they should know you and find some common ground so that you're not just that gun nut that is spouting, shall not be infringed.
Yes.
Find something, whether it's gardening or kids. Look at their voting record and see what kind of bills that they're putting in and talk to them about that. Find some common ground that you can agree on, and you become a person to
Yes.
them.
Oh,
And
that's
then when
brilliant.
you approach a subject that is harder for them to talk about, they already respect you as a person, so they're more apt to at least listen to your point of view.
That is brilliant and a great place for us to just kind of, wrap up, because I want people to hold on to that. The other side, we always think in terms of adversarial relationships, but there are more places that we have common ground than not, and using that as a starting point or leverage point or whatever you want to think about it's just smart, right? It's good strategy.
Right.
It's being a good citizen. It's being a good person. So I love that. All right, as we go to wrap up, tell folks how they can reach out to the organization and where you need the help the most.
So right now, financially, we need the help, but we also need help reaching people. So if you are in Virginia and you are not a member, please go to vcdl.org/join. Dues are only $25 a year, and that helps us to further our mission. We lobby for your gun rights, we educate the public, and we have right now, I believe, 6 active lawsuits that are fighting to overturn unconstitutional laws, mostly on the state level, but also some on the federal level. And a lawsuit, it's minimum $30,000 just to file the suit. So a lot of funds go towards that, and we really do need your support. So vcdl.org/join. You don't have to be a Virginia resident to join. We accept membership from all over the country. And if you're feeling generous, vcdl.org/donate. And that has links to all of our different areas, whether it's the VCDL, the PAC, or our 501c3, the Virginia Citizens Defense Foundation.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Pat, for being here and for all you're doing. And full disclosure, all the way from Arizona, I'm a member.
Absolutely. And If you are also on the AZCDL, which is modeled after VCDL, and VCDL helps other states get gun rights organizations set up and figure out what works best for them, and we're absolutely proud to do that. So,
well, it has been the world to us in Arizona to have followed your model with the AZCDL. I'm the vice president of the AZCDL. And the fact that you are such active and generous collaborators in the VCDL, that sets a tone right there. That we should, none of us on this side should be competitors. We should all be shoulder to shoulder, helping each other, moving that line back to where our founders set it, state level and federal level. Once again, thank you so much for being here. Keep up the amazing work.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for all you do and for helping us get the word out. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome, and thank you. All right, stick around. We got lots more coming to you from the Gun Owners Advocacy and Leadership Summit Goals here in Knoxville, Tennessee.